All right, so no intro. This is gonna be a short one. Maybe most of y'all probably catch it in the replay anyway, so that's perfect. But listen, I was just on Bernard's, as many of you know, and brothers, we really gotta. Dang, like this is annoying. You know, here's one of the base problems that we as brothers have, um, just in general. Hit the like button, especially if you're watching the replay. Black men are ultra accountable. We're ultra accountable, ultra responsible, ultra this. We see accountability, to the nth degree. While at the same time, black women collectively aren't accountable at all. And maybe women and men are just like that, throughout the thing. Like, if a woman mess up, a man say, "Oh, that's my fault." Okay, for example, and goes into the conversation we were having, when we were talking about marriage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you have married guys who were saying things like, "Oh, yeah, this is the right way to do it, and I do it right." It's only done right until she says it's right. It's only done, listen, it only works until she says it's working. The moment she says, "I divorce you," you fall into the same category of the divorced dudes. Except you like, "Oh no, I'm accountable because it's somehow my fault. It's somehow my fault that one day she just decided I want half your stuff." Like the moment Negan comes out of her and say, "Give me half your stuff," then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh yes, it's my fault because I picked the wrong one." No, no, listen, a person who is going out trying to do another person harm for the sake of themselves, it's not your fault. If you forget to unlock your door one day or something like that, and you get robbed, it's not your fault. It's the person who's robbing you's fault. Or even if you have like Uber security and they find a way to circumvent that, it's still not your fault. That's the thing. See, modern men aren't very different than the men of the past. There isn't much of a difference between a modern man and a traditional man. We are doing the same thing that our or at least attempting to do the same thing that our grandfathers and great grandfathers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, have been doing since emancipation. For the most part. For the most part, we graduate, look for work, find work, support self, support family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That has always been our plan. We have not strayed away from the template. Who has changed dramatically? Dramatically, and that is modern women. Modern women have changed dramatically. But when men come up and say, "Okay, I want you to continue to do the traditional thing," to women who are collectively untraditional, then they say, "Okay," and when you bring that up to them, then there's this weird pushback, like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 but the thing is, the only difference is you got to pick the traditional woman. You got to pick the traditional woman, and if you don't, it's because of you and your poor your spider senses is off. Your spidey senses is off in your attempt to pick the traditional woman." Like, "Oh, you should have seen that coming a mile away." And these are dudes that whose spider senses told them that six was cool. Their spider senses is telling them, and I don't know. I hear Edward saying it. I think that Sergeant Willie P has a thing for six, and Sergeant Willie P is also the ones whose spider sense was telling him that Chrissy was cool. And his spider sense might be telling him that six is cool too. So miss me with this whole, I mean, don't get me wrong, you have a vetting process and stuff like that, but even still, these chicks have trained their whole life to get past your vetting process. So when I look at somebody who's divorced or something like that, I just be like, okay, chances are you fought a good fight, because you know, they hide their extreme red flags. You don't know. She could be divorced 6 times, and and she comes at you like, yeah, but these 6 guys were jerks. One guy beat me because the chicken is too cold, and the other guy, he just turned. He graduated from Harvard, and he was this perfect guy, and then he burned his degree, and he started becoming a couch living nagaga. They can tell you all sorts of, trust me. Listen, and this goes into the men are accountable. When a woman takes all your crap in a divorce, it's your fault somehow. And none of the accountability is on her. And that's really what all the pushback to this space is from the woman's side. It's them avoiding accountability. Is them saying, oh yeah, and let's talk about the out of wedlock birth rate. Their constant pushback to avoid accountability is like, no, it's 50-50 your fault. No, it's not 50-50 the man's fault. It's not, because 100 women can sire 100 kids with one man. So it's not 50-50. Or let's just say 99 women sires children with one man. That means that 1% of the people involved in that situation are men, and 99% of the people involved in that situation are women. Now, that's just an extreme, but it's not 50-50. So stop with but men want to take accountability. So they say, oh yeah, it is. We to blame, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough to, and then we go into this whole perpetual state of self-loathing, and which manifests itself as attacking other men. It manifests itself as, nah, it's because you, Pookie Ray Ray, it's because you educated lame looking at the white women, it's because of you athletes with the light-skinned girls, it's because of you. It's because of you that the women look like that. It's because of you the reason that she's an unruly bitch. No, she is that way because she can be that way, and she wants to be that way. Period. I don't blame her for not taking accountability for being a bad person. But the men who are not holding her accountable is another thing. And then they continue to try to hold the men accountable. And then you have these let go type dudes who hold the men accountable when they're talking to women, and then hold the men accountable when they're talking to men, and then hold the women accountable when they're talking to women. Basically, and that's just their way to say, I am above the person that I am talking to. That's it. That's all. Watch out for dudes like that. That is annoying. Do not attempt traditional relationships with untraditional women. And if you attempt a traditional relationship with a woman who pretends to be traditional, and I mean, yeah, you may be able to call the person naive if you see the red flags and they don't, but understand that dude was a victim. He was hustled. PJ Washington was hustled, but yet we like to hold him ultra accountable for it. These dudes are being hustled. Chris Rock, that dude was being hustled. Like Janet Jackson hustled. These dudes are being hustled. And we could do our 2020 hindsight and say, oh yeah, I told you, you need to hold yourself accountable. Yeah, okay. Maybe their spider senses aren't as good as yours, but anybody can get it. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. Here in the West, in America, anybody can get it. And I'm sick of these like chest out dudes like, oh, I didn't get it. Yeah, listen, this is roulette. Like if 50-50, marriage to divorce, marriages that end up in divorce, you can't just say, oh yeah, I picked black and look at what I got. It's like, nah. You see, you pick red, you don't know how to read the wheel. No, it's not like that. Yes, there are some things that can help you, but at the end of the day, it's on her. And she could change at the drop of a penny. So don't make it seem like the dude did something wrong, and because you see that's something that brothers do to just try to aggrandize themselves over the next brother, because we don't have any, hit the like button, we don't have any leadership structure, any structure in our community. So they want to say I'm the leader for this reason, and I'm the leader because I never divorced and I picked a proper chick. Like this is garbage. This is garbage. In the black community, we have ultra accountable black men, and we have under accountable black women. And black women will hold black men accountable for each and every single thing they do and don't do. Let's make that clear too. They hold black men for each and every single thing you do and don't do. How many times y'all heard a black woman try to hold the educated lames accountable for something Pookie Ray Ray did? How many times they tried to hold you accountable for something that some African did to another African and sold him into slavery? It's your fault we slave. Shut the hell up. I am not those men. You hold GameChanger accountable for the stuff GameChanger do, period. But they want you to feel guilty. Why? Because guilty men give D at a deficit, and that's what they want. That's what they want. They want a man to walk up. They want a 9 to walk up to a 5 and say, "Yeah, she's not the prettiest, and her hair smell funny, and she wears a stocking cap underneath her wig and stuff, and she's overweight, and she has an obnoxious attitude and some type of strange mole. She has some type of strange mole on her face." But you supposed to say, yeah, but slavery happened and it's my fault somehow. So I'm going to make it up to her by giving her this discount D. You stupid. Fella, stop being stupid. Oh, because Pookie shot Ray Ray, I need to take a L in my marriage select. No. I am only responsible for the stuff I did. Period. And I'm not accountable for some jackass that's doing jackassery. I am not. But once again, they want you to feel accountable, and then that's when they pounce, and then that's when they throw you some arbitrary fat chick. And that's because these brothers have been berated since birth. And I'm not talking about just the ones that were born to single mothers. Hit the like button. I'm not talking about just the ones that were born to single mothers. I'm talking about the ones who were born to fathers who also fell into that pattern of behavior. Not every black man who was born to a single who was born to a two-parent household means that that's not the case. Some of these, excuse me, particular ones that were boomer have been raised by simps to be simps. It's a tradition of simpery. It's a tradition of men that says, yes, I'm not worthy. That's why I go to the gym 4 times a week and she goes to the gym 4 times a decade. But that's because I am descended from somebody that had to eat chitlins. No, I don't give a crap about that. This is me. This is my value now. And I'm not going to give you a discount because of something that happened in the past. Nobody else is that stupid. Nobody else is saying, oh, well, the British, the Dutch took part of China and the British colonized Hong Kong. So, I'm going to take a deficit. Nope. Nobody else is that stupid. The British aren't saying, oh, yes, well, the Vikings used to raid our villages, so I'm going to take, nope. I'm going to get with Roseanne. Nope. Nobody else is that stupid. Fellas, don't be that stupid. That's what ultra accountability gets you. You're accountable for each and every single brother in prison. You're accountable for each and every single brother that likes to dress up like a woman. You're accountable for each and every single brother that didn't graduate high school. You're accountable for each and every single brother that divorced his wife for a white woman. You're accountable for everything, none of which you've done yourself. And what are they accountable for? You think that they're accountable for each and every single twerking chick? You think that they're accountable for each and every single overweight woman? You think that they're ultra accountable for that? Okay, put it like this. Where are these, nines and dimes out giving free blowjobs because they're in the same race of women that divorce grape their husbands? Where's that happening at? Where's the Chloe Baileys that's just out saying, oh wow, you're a manager at Applebee's, yeah, I know I'm rich, I know I look like this and blah blah blah, but here you go because I belong to a race of largely large women. Where is that happening at? You giving discount D, but no. That is how they have been pimping y'all for quite some time. Y'all have been taken for a guilt trip for the last 50 years, and y'all not getting off the train. In fact, y'all getting others on the train. So let's not fall into this foolishness. Once again, this is going to be a short video. Yeah, this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.